Hey guys, welcome back to a new episode of Small Things. We had fun today. If you guys don't know, Small Things is a podcast where small things make me really annoyed. And guess what? We got pretty annoyed today. My girlfriend Mandy's in the corner. Hey.
Hi.
We attacked a lot of topics. We talked about Twister. We have a spoiler alert at the end. We talked about people getting mad when you say you've eaten vegan food, and we might or might not have discussed their weight. And we also discussed therapy for your boy, because I'm a mess. And I think we're all a mess. That's why little things make me really friggin' frustrated. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment so I can afford a desk that's real wood, not composite wood that looks like wood. Love you guys, and thanks for watching.
You bring her out, you have her hold small things. It's time to think about things that we call tall. Really isn't anything big, it's all small. I'm getting mixed feels knowing what the pod brings, cause it's a big deal listening to small things.
Hey guys, welcome back to a new episode of Small Things. If you're new here, this is a podcast about small things that make me really annoyed. I have my girlfriend Mandy here with a little chuckle in the corner. Me and Mandy just got some sushi. One thing that annoys both of us, which we agreed on tonight while we were sitting there and we were driving home, is waiters that kind of just drag their feet. I mean, I get you're busy, but sometimes there's just these gaps in time where it just like you feel the euphoria of being out just kind of go away, and it loses the allure.
I just think when there's a gap in the flow, it takes away that energy. Just like, say you're drunk and you sober up kind of feeling.
Yes, exactly.
You lose that high if you're aware.
Exactly. It's like when the buzz wears off and you're like, oh, what am I doing? You almost feel kind of like naked. You're like, this isn't, I'm writing this down, waiters that take too long.
And I would die because we love this waiter. If he heard this.
Yeah, I mean, we love the place. We go there all the time. It's good. But I mean, this has been the case for a few restaurants we've been to, which we've talked about in past podcasts, where when waiters or just the staff, I mean, kind of let you, leave you out there to dry, you're just like, dude, what are we doing?
It makes me anxious, too, because I feel like a trapped feeling.
And I guess let's add to the details. This place, yes, it's trapped feeling because, I mean, especially when you want to go home. We're talking about doing this podcast. But also, when you're first with sushi, you get like orders of food. It's not just like you order like a dinner and it comes out all at once. This one in particular, it comes out. The first two things come out really quick. And then the second ones didn't. So. And
then you get more time to get full, so then you order less.
I mean, that's what we said. It's actually not in their best interest. So if you're a waiter out there and you own a restaurant, keep the food coming. Like because basically what happened was from our second roll to our last roll, we're like, all right, like there was such a gap of time. I was like, I want to go. I'm not even hungry anymore.
Yeah, I get fidgety.
It was still good, but I mean,
it was great. Best sushi place out there. Waiter's a hard job.
Best sushi place by far. And again, if our dear friend is watching this, we love you. We're gonna go back. I just needed something to talk about. The food's so good there that we can't even. This is a podcast about complaining, but I will say the food there. The sushi's phenomenal. Which let's go into another thing. Other sushi places don't know what the fuck they're doing.
No.
Most sushi places absolutely taste like shit.
We've tried to steer into cheaper sushi territory, and it tastes cheaper.
Like something about like seeing a hole in the wall sushi place. I'm like, maybe it's a hidden gem, and you go in there and you just smell fish and ass, and you're like, oh, it's not a hidden gem. This is a slaughterhouse of fish where they just throw the scraps at you with. It's just.
But even at Cheesecake Factory on Friday, our food we ordered an appetizer. It took like 40 minutes to come out.
I know, and we got the lettuce wraps, which it's like, dude, so I said, I was like, you're not even, I guess the chicken, but you're like, you're not even cooking 99% of the fucking thing. Bring it out. And and I told you, I was like, she didn't put the order in. That's the problem with the waitress. Sweet girl, but I'm like, don't say you're checking on it. I want you to look me in the eyes and say, I didn't put it in.
I told you what that's called, right?
A piece of shit.
No! It's called pocketing the ticket.
Oh, they just put it in their pocket and keep walking around.
That's what we'd call it when you do it. And you go, your heart would just sink and you're like, oh my God. Because then you have to tell the chef, I messed up.
Which, I mean, they should get, but I can see that.
Chefs are so mean.
Are we still calling chefs at Cheesecake Factory chefs, or are they more just like preparers of food?
Well, there's the head chef. Yeah.
I guess so. I mean, I'd love to meet. That would be a good guess. I want to meet a chef at the Cheesecake Factory. That would be a wonderful guest to hear, because he's kind of like, yeah, I'm a chef, but I'm like not a chef. I'm just like a guy. I mean, I'll put your sauce on your pasta, but I'm not going to really do much beyond that.
Yeah, I don't know if they have much creativity allowance.
Maybe they do.
Maybe
they do, and that's why they have so many menus, because they can't not be creative, and they go, add it to the menu. I'm thinking jambalaya salad. They're like, that's not even a fucking thing. Speaking of food, no, it's getting out of hand. I wrote this down. It's food at movie theaters is getting a bit aggressive. I mean, I get popcorn. I get candy. I understand, you want to get nachos and cheese. I mean, when people are walking in with full-on hot dogs, chili dogs, personal pizzas. I mean, I'm trying to watch a movie and it just smells like there's a hometown buffet next to me. It's too much. This guy's dipping pretzels and sauces. He has a spoon. I'm like, bro, you don't need a spoon in the movie theaters. Just eat the fucking popcorn. Eat a couple things. Knock it out by the previews like everybody else. And just watch the movie. I don't want to hear crunching. I don't want to smell things.
That smell was driving me crazy.
And they left early. I feel like they ate their food and left.
Everyone left early.
I mean, we saw Twister, dog shit. I'm sorry. I know we had a good time. It's fun to watch. Like, I will say this. I'm going to say a positive before I just go in. The graphics on movies now are very good. I think it's cool looking. I mean, it's all cool. I appreciate, now that I'm a videographer with my sketches, my pieces of art, I call them, my projects. I'm going to do a project tomorrow. It's just me superimposing myself with an overweight woman dancing. I have this new project I'm working on. I do this. I like the visual side of things. I think it's cool. But then we watch Twister and you're just like, I don't want to spoil. Maybe we'll do the spoiler at the end of... We're going to spoil Twister in the bonus episode. So if you guys want to go jump to there, check the link below for my OF, my OnlyFans, where you get to hear a spoiler of Twister and a picture of my penis.
No
penis pictures here. Spoil. I'm going to write that at the bottom of the giant list of things that are fucking annoying.
I have a big complaint about the movie.
Let's hear it while I do this.
So I chose our seats, and I chose the row behind the handicap.
Oh yeah.
Because I like to put my feet up, and no one sits in the handicap. They were all open. These punks came in with water cups full of Slurpees and sat.
Yeah, you fucking punks.
They're total punks. Didn't pay for their Slurpee and get the free seats. Snuck into the movie.
Kissing and shit.
And she was so like trying to sneaky. She didn't even notice my feet were there and sat right into my feet. And then I had to put my feet down the whole movie when I was living it up.
We know because you looked at the seat chart too.
Yeah.
So Mandy was getting Karen on them, and she leaned in. She goes, "These seats are actually not your seats."
No, I didn't.
So I recommend you. Can I see a proof of stub? Mandy goes, "Can I see a proof of stub?" And they go, "Shut up, Karen." and I'm eating a full-on turkey leg, and I'm like, "Don't talk to my wife like that."
I would never say anything. I put my feet down and I was annoyed for about 5 minutes, and I moved on.
Well, I think they stayed.
They stayed.
They stayed. The people that left us left. I almost said, I was like, did I say left already? People left of us left. They went right.
The right people left, the left people left.
Did they go right? Right, they did right, go left. Yeah, a lot of people left Twister. I mean, I've never seen people leave a movie. I don't know the last time I went to a movie and actually saw people leaving, and people... I mean, groves... if we had to guess, I'd say 15 people throughout the course of the movie just left.
At least, yeah.
It's just... I mean, again, we'll save the spoilers to... At the end of that podcast, if you guys want to check that out, please do. And so one thing, I don't know, here's another thing that bothers me. is Mandy, I already told you this one. So sometimes I like surprising you with my complaints, and I don't want, because then I'm like, I feel like you know what I'm gonna say, and that's not as fun as
They don't know though. Let them have it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm getting annoyed with all the rules with the texting and driving. I see these signs everywhere. You're not allowed to text and drive. We get it. I mean, at some point it's going to come to a head because I'm like, texting and drive. We text and drive. I think I can speak for everybody because driving is getting so easy. It's too easy. It's boring. I mean, we have things that keep your car in the lane. We have adaptive cruise control. It's comfortable. I mean, at what point how you're like shocked we text and drive? I mean, make driving more difficult. Add another wheel. Make my seat uncomfortable. Have there be 4 gas pedals I have to press simultaneously. I mean, they need to do something that makes us not possible to text.
Or maybe that needs to be on the phone's end.
Or on the phone's end, then shut the fucking phone off. Shut it off. But I'm thinking, make it like you have one steering wheel for here, and then you have like a bike lever here. I mean, I'm just saying, like, they're shocked that we're doing what we're doing.
Well, they shouldn't have to say 2 hands on the wheel. If they have to tell you that means it's simple. You only need 1 hand.
I mean, this is the problem. We're getting so close to self-driving cars, and they're still trying to enforce old rules.
Yeah.
What's a thing where there's like old rules that are not grown for today's world? Oh, there's so many good examples.
There probably is. Ask ChatGPT.
Old rules that are not applicable.
Well, the whole amendment.
The whole amendment. Does the Old Testament law? What is this?
Yeah, that's what I meant. The Testament. I said the amendment. I don't know the difference. I don't know. I mean, what are things that haven't changed?
What are things that haven't changed?
My mom said toilet paper rolls keep getting bigger, but the thing you put them in stays the same.
Oh, Kathy with a real revealing complaint.
She goes, they don't even fit.
They are getting too fluffy.
They're huge.
I don't like things that are too fluffy like that. Our new towels were so fluffy to the point where, like, the first few times you use them, I felt like I was drying off with like a bed quilt. And I'm like, you know, like things that don't feel like they're supposed to be getting wet. It felt like that. Like there's something to say about a ratty towel where you're like, yeah, get wet, you piece of shit. You dirty fucking towel.
No, I felt fancy.
What are old laws that are not applicable today? That's a good one.
Good word.
Weird laws in California you wish you didn't know about. Oh, God. I don't like these ones that are like, no spitting in a school zone. You know what I'm saying? Like the ones where they say dumb shit. Dumb laws. All right, I'm going to read 2 dumb laws. I really don't care about stuff like this. We'll go to California because this is a dumb state. Baldwin Park, nobody is allowed to ride a bicycle in a swimming pool. I'm already over this. This is fucking dumb. Let's move on to another thing. Guys, sorry about that. We had a lot of things. I was on YouTube recently. Next thing that bothers me is actually I'm going to pivot hard because I want to make sure she's paying attention. My girlfriend likes to change in front of open windows. It's not like, and for a long time, there's the window in our bedroom, like there's blinds that are open, and when you look in, across is the door to our bathroom, and she's constantly, I watch her. I mean, I watch her change, but I see her changing, and I'm like, hey, shut the windows, because like everybody knows, like at night, you can see into an open window, like, I mean, almost like this window's open. They're watching me right now. And I was like, okay, she'll, in her defense, she changes behind the bed. So it goes, here's the window to the street, here's our bed, here's her changing area, and here's the door to the bathroom. And so I'll be like, okay, you're always behind the bed. The other day in our living room, there's a door that shows to all of Los Angeles, and she's like bending over with her bare ass hanging out.
Well, we were watching a show in the living room, but it's like I didn't want to miss the show.
It was in front of a window.
Yeah, they got a whole peep show. They got a lot of holes.
Yeah, but I'm concerned you're not aware of your surroundings. This has become a microcosm to more things. Where I'm like, are you aware of your surroundings?
I think I've gotten to the age where I don't give a shit. Let them see it.
Yeah, well, I was like, I told her next time we open the window, all the landscapers are going to be kind of just like trimming the same bush for 4 hours.
Trim this bush.
You don't care, yeah. Yeah, this guy goes, hey, lady, I hope you.
I just don't care. But that time I did not realize how much was in the open.
I mean, you need to fucking figure that out. Just lips. Just lips to the Los Angeles. People are going to be walking by constantly. It's like the Truman Show. Everyone's like starting to peek over to see what she's doing while trying to act like they're being normal citizens. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Just change in front of the goddamn thing.
My bad.
You're doing great. This is one of the last things we're going to talk about. Man, we're fine. We're doing a lot of things that aren't worth pushing to the end of the episode. Maybe at the end of the episode, I'll show you guys my girlfriend's OnlyFans, so you can see what people are seeing. What do we like? We were talking about food earlier. I like saying on the food topic. This one's pretty fun. We went to Taco Bell recently, and our bill was $30-something.
Yeah.
Fast food is having this like moment where it thinks. It sees everyone around it increasing its prices, and then it's like, yeah, we want to do that too. And you're like, you don't get it. You don't do that. Don't do that to us. Taco Bell leaving there with a bill that looks like you were at Chili's. I mean, we've spent arguably probably 35 to. I don't want. Have we ever crossed the $40 threshold?
I think we have, but our average is like $35.
For two people, $35. I mean, tonight we spent $80
at fancy sushi. Do the math. And no, I mean, this is where you've heard my argument here, where it's like Taco Bell, other fast foods, yes, but like Taco Bell in particular, like we've stood by your side for years, even through the thick and the thin. I mean, 5 years ago, Taco Bell was getting accused of feeding people horse meat. And a lot of us were like, you know what? Fuck you, media. We're going to stand by Taco Bell's side. And then the dust settles. We turn back around and say, hey, Taco Bell, I think they're going to let up. And then Taco Bell goes, yeah, I think we're going to raise the price of tacos. And you're like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to us? You're biting the hand that paid you and stuck by your side. And now you're going to be a fucking asshole. I don't like that. I mean, what other fast food? I don't really do McDonald's enough. But McDonald's is a mess. I mean, they went from McDonald's is like a friend that has amnesia where they're like, hey, we got a $1 menu. You come back, they go, no, it's actually a $2 menu. And then you come back actually it's a 5 for $5. No, this makes sense. Yeah, they got rid of the $1 menu and now they just do bundles.
Yeah, now everyone's got boxes and bundles. I'm like, hey, I don't want to leave Taco Bell with a box.
And I want to create my own box.
Yeah, don't tell me it's like, it's the party box. You're like, this is not a party. Nothing about this box screams. I love fast food because they think so highly of themselves. Like they always have like their food in a commercial where everyone's like at a graduation party. I'm like, if I went to a graduation party and there was boxes of Taco Bell, I'm like, this fucker's going to community college. He's a mess, dude.
So I looked up why fast food chains are increasing their costs, and it's just, I guess, the same thing you would assume. Ingredient costs go up, labor costs, supply chain issues, inflation, operational costs, demand changes.
Guess what? Figure it out. I mean, no, that went up because they don't want to cut into their profits. I mean, I don't buy this shit. You're telling me all your ingredients. I spent $4 for one Doritos Locos taco. Suck my ass. Suck my fucking ass. Doritos Locos taco. Doritos Locos, which is very good. What's the cost? I don't want people to be like, it's not fucking. What is it? How unhealthy is the Doritos Locos tacos? You're like, guys, come on. I don't know. It's funny though because I mean we bitch about. It's weird how we allow some things to be like expensive and then other things we allow certain things to, like, we don't want things to change. Like, I don't want fast food to change, but then, like, we'll go to a farmer's market and willingly pay $10 for a head of lettuce because it's dirty.
Well, fast food is supposed to be cheap. That's why you eat it. Doritos Locos Taco at Taco Bell is $2.59, while the Supreme version is $3.19.
That's what I got, the Supreme. And then you add taxes. I think it was like $3.50, which, I mean, that's a lot of money.
It just adds up.
It adds up. Exactly. And I'm drunk when I'm there. I got new Post Malone playing. I'm fucking... I need it to not be going up.
You know, we should talk about how our local Starbucks is more.
Yeah, even Starbucks. That's a great point. Starbucks, every location you go to is a different price for a grande. What is that?
It's crazy. When we're in Florida, it was dirt cheap, or Connecticut. LA, it's like double the price.
I think and then you go to one, like, you literally go to the one that's like a block away from our place, and then you go to the one was by my old apartment, which is, I mean, less than a mile away, and the cost for a grande is two different prices. One's like 3 something, one's 4 something. You're like, what is this about? It's just gouging.
They shouldn't be able to do that.
Why do people just gouge? That's why I feel, remember I think we talked about this in an old episode. It's the gouging, whether they're adding the money, or the shrinkflation, where the restaurants are putting less food on your plate and charging you the same price. Bro.
Shrinkflation.
I can see, I mean, we make fun of, like, these, like, people who are, I don't want to say conspiracy theorists, but they're like kind of, what are they, where they're like, I don't want to say communists either. The people who get, like, really annoyed at all the corporations and shit, but you're like, I can see why they get mad. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's annoying.
But then you're like, what are we going to do? What am I going to start my own Taco Bell? And then I see the profits and I'm like, fuck these fucking sheep. Get these sheep to feed my shit. I don't know. I will say they're all getting stingy. Regardless of where you're going, they're getting stingy with sauce, which I kind of want you guys to figure that out. And we're going to move on. Guys, if you couldn't tell, I go to therapy. Feels good. I have a new therapist tomorrow, which I'm going to see. She's actually a doctor. My last therapist was an intern, so it's good that I'm getting somebody who's actually the job that I wanted to talk to. That's like the plumber showing up, and he's like, I'm actually a guy who just likes pipes. So my therapist tomorrow. But anyways, my old therapist, the intern, she told me at one point that she had a therapist, which is a good feeling that my therapist needs help as well. I go, if you have a therapist, that means you're a patient and I'm a patient, and now this is not good.
It's like two drunk people giving each other advice.
Yeah, that's like getting pulled over by another drunk guy. And you're like, that's actually pretty funny. He's like, you're wrong. I'm like, actually, I think we're both wrong.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you're right. Bye. You want to get Taco Bell?
Yeah, my therapist. And then you're like, I've heard this before where therapists have therapists, but I'm like, is this just like a loop? Like, does that therapist have a therapist? Who's the therapist that's like, I actually know what I'm doing? I hope to God this new lady is good.
Hope so. It's funny, like, I would never go see a man.
Well, fuck you. I would never see a woman.
Both of yours have been women.
Because I'm an ally. Chimber 2029 president.
Yeah, I wouldn't want a male therapist. Hell no.
See, I don't know if it's I'd be curious to have a guy, because I think there's a comfort level, and I don't know if it's because I'm a mama's boy, because I was raised by a single mom. My mom used to take baths. I'm going to go into that at the end of the episode. There's a complaint hidden in there somewhere. But I think I've always gravitated toward women being the comforter. And then I see men, men weren't around in my life. So then when I meet a guy, it was like this weird stranger. That's why I watch a TikTok where kids who grew up without a dad, guys in particular, have a hard time making male friends, because it's like a weird dynamic. Because like, I don't know, I never got love from a man. So I'm kind of like, I don't know how to like interact. I mean, this is clearly not 100% true, but it's interesting to see. So but for me, I'm like, I see a woman and I'm like, I want her to like, if I feel like a guy wouldn't do that for me.
I feel like a lot of the issues I deal with, like, a man couldn't talk to you about.
Like changing in front of a door so a city can see your pussy.
Oh my God.
A guy wouldn't get that. He's like, shut the blinds. You're like, you're a fucking man. You don't get me, motherfucker. You're a pig. And she goes, Mandy, you need help. Shut the blinds.
Oh my God. Well, you didn't. You turned out to be a guy's guy.
Yeah, I mean, what's a guy's guy? Let's just
You have guy friends. You play sports.
Yeah, I'm a man.
You like work in construction. You worked in construction.
I always think about that though. I'm like, it's all these stereotypical things that I feel like like a construction job. But I tried writing a joke about how I'm like, these stereotypical manly things aren't like always like. To me, I see like the filter of it, and I'm like, I guess. One thing, I mean, this is not a shot at men, but I do know that like guys that I know that were either raised with their dad around or more by their dad had a bone in their body in the single world to kind of like not care about women's feelings as much. Whereas they would be kind of be like, fuck her, like kind of like brush girls off or whatever. And I always picked up on, I was like, I don't have that bone in my body to be like an asshole. If anything, I was too nice.
Lucky me.
I'm a nice boyfriend.
Very nice.
Because I was raised by women. I'm like the fucking, like one of those like dogs that was raised by lions. I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Where they're like, the golden retrievers with the lions. That's me.
He thinks he's one of them.
I think I'm one of them. I'm peeing sitting down. Shaving my pussy. Oh, yeah. But my therapist should be able to figure all this out.
Well, we'll hear next week how she is.
I mean, today we made fun of, we didn't make fun of her. One time my therapist told me to Google, I have an eye issue, basically, and if you could resonate, I hope you find solace in this. If not, I'm normal, don't judge me. But apparently I had this condition with like stress, which we've learned isn't particularly the reason that it was caused, but basically there's like a blistering in the back of my eye. I see like a dot. It goes away, but I don't know, Mandy, I had her Google it today because it scared me more. This happened 2 years ago, and then it's like I had it again recently. It scares me because I had one eye doctor, which that's a good thing to rant about. Doctors with zero bedside manner can go fuck themselves. Mm-hmm. I mean, I get you're doing the Lord's work of helping the people's health, but this guy was just like a complete piece of shit and basically just scared me to go to therapy. He basically was like, you're going to go blind. This is terrible. Like, you're lucky. If it happens again, you might go blind. I mean, he literally made it seem like I'm playing with the devil's money at this point. And he's like, the next time it's probably gonna be that. And then during this eye exam, he took a phone call. He goes,
messed up.
He goes, hold on. And then he's like, my family's in town. I gotta, yeah, no, okay. And then he's like, so yeah, I don't know. And then worst experience ever. And then, in the process of talking to my he wasn't my normal doctor, talking to my female doctor, she combed my head and she's like, it's okay. And I'm like, but anyways, that happened to come back. We looked at it today. I had Mandy read it because I can't do that. I can't Google stuff. I'm thankful that she helped me and she kind of worded it way better for me to understand. What were we getting at? What was the point of the story?
Talking about therapy.
Oh, why I'm going there. Oh, about Googling symptoms. So anyways, that was why I went originally, because it's this like anxiety, apparently stress-driven condition, even though it's weird because they're basically saying like, don't get stressed. You're like, well, that's going to make me stressed out and all this shit. So anyways, I remember one time she's like, you ever Google it? And I'm like, isn't that like rule number one of like health with anxiety, like not to Google things? But we made fun of her, and then today we did it. And I mean, I think if you're going to Google things, do it with somebody else and let them kind of filter through like a condition that you have. So you're not reading into the dreaded fine print. That's probably the 0.001% of whatever. So I guess she did kind of help.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, guys, let's do one more thing, and then we're going to jump to the exciting portion portion of the episode. Let's end on this one. I mean, it's something I want to put in I want to actually put this one into the this is definitely going into I'm going to give a teaser, but it's going to go to the bonus episode. It's we saw in the Olympics, the female boxer that had to fight the transgender boxer. I'm digging into that in the bonus part of the episode. So if you guys want to check that out, check the OnlyFans link in my bio. If you're still listening, thank God for you listening. Please comment something. Please comment, I'm still listening. Let's see with a timestamp of me saying.
I have another food thing.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's end on Mandy's food thing because I'm kind of trying to organize.
I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to say it, and you take it away, okay?
Sure. It's
when we tell people that we eat Impossible meat, and they just go off.
Oh, yeah. I mean... It's so funny. I have things about vegan meat in here.
Really?
But not I have things about vegan meat where it's funny when vegans make fake meat to look like real meat so bad. And I'm like, just call it something else. What are you doing? This is ham. I'm like, that's bread you soaked in bone broth. Like, it's not ham. Why are you like hanging on to like the gruesome thing that you want to get away from? Isn't that weird?
Guess what they're trying to say is it tastes like ham.
I know, but it's like, yeah, you're right, but it's funny where they're like, even like, this looks like the blood in it. You're like, Jesus Christ, you made fake blood. Yeah, I don't know why people like we've been eating vegan. Mandy more so than me. I've been kind of slipping in some chicken breast every now and then.
We're eating less meat.
Less meat for the sake of health, even though
just for cholesterol and stuff.
Falling apart, regardless. My next episode is just hanging out of my head. But anyways, yeah, it's weird that multiple people we've told where they're just like, they see red and they're like, that's worse than regular meat and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I mean, I'm Mr. worried about my health so much that I track all the shit. I will extend an olive branch, even though I didn't really look into it. I'm sure there's like a couple, the fact that it's processed is not the best thing for you. But I mean, eating that for me and Mandy, but me, like I'll say me, it's better than me eating like a red meat, which is the thing it's trying to mimic. So I don't understand, regardless though, like why people, they get so annoyed.
I never care what anyone else eats. It's just weird how much people hate if someone's eating fake meat.
I think it's just the label of like, this is vegan. I'm like, no, what if you just said this is good food and this is good? Like, I like meat. I mean, I eat it on the weekends. What did I have the other day? I ate chicken tender.
Yeah, we like meat. We're just trying to be healthy.
But it's interesting. Yeah, I don't know why the whole like, you feel like it. You're like, are you working for big meat? I mean, it's like, why? What does it matter? Like, you know, it's bad for you, worse for you. I'm like, really? Because my nutritionist was pretty adamant that I don't eat red meat at all because my cholesterol is going to go through the fucking roof. Which there was that guy on TikTok that I show you.
Yes.
The guy talking about his blood work, being like, I'm on the carnivore diet. Here's my blood work. These like fucking know-it-alls that think they're like doctors. It's kind of like, it's like the people during COVID who were like shitting on the vaccine. They're like, I did my research. I'm a doctor. And I'm like, you were on a website that was fueling your opinion the whole time. And now they're doing it with like other shit where you find these like know-it-alls in these like niche markets. So this guy was like on the carnivore diet and he's like, I eat red meat, blah, blah, here's my blood work. And he's like going through and he's like, it's perfect. And then other doctors on TikTok would remix it and they're like, dude, your cholesterol is very bad. Like you think you know what you're talking about. He's like, my sodium levels are good even though I eat a lot of salt. They're like, that's not the same thing. You hear sodium, you think, he's like, no, that's not right. So it's interesting that people like of that hear that you're eating this other thing and then they get mad. I think it's probably because they are, I don't know if deep down, and we listened to that audiobook called The Courage to Be Disliked.
Yes.
And basically like everybody's actions is because of a sub feeling in their body. So like when people brag, it's because they feel like they aren't being seen or whatever. Like it's not like, oh, I'm proud of myself. It's like, no, there's a scared boy in there who wants to kind of show off for that matter. And I always wonder, I'm like, maybe that's it. Maybe it's like they like eating their way so much that when they're like, no, this is actually another healthy way, they want to bash it so then they can stick to their thing.
Probably. I mean, one of the groups of the multiple that have given us shit was a very unhealthy couple. And I was like,
who?
Let's
say it in the bonus part. We're going to name names. Wait, what?
At the Improv.
At the
in the green room.
Why am I blanking?
It was.
Oh yeah, it's hard. Yeah, that's so funny. Okay, we'll talk about that afterwards. Anyways, guys, stop giving a fuck what people eat. And if you're gonna eat something, make sure it's Taco Bell and make sure that it's cheap. And you let them know that they're raising their prices up. It's just me shouting in the drive-thru window. What the fuck? All right, guys, thanks for watching the episode. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and do all those fun things. And again, if you want to see the last little bit of the episode with things I'm too scared to say to the general public, please join the OnlyFans. It's on the link below. I know somebody tried joining last week and they said they couldn't find it because I had the wrong link because I'm irresponsible. So yeah, check that out. But anyways, thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.
For now.
You bring her out, you have her hold small things. You bring her out, you have her hold small things. You bring her out, you have her hold small things. Hold small things.